When times got tough, some of the folks who went looking for a new life over the hill couldn't afford to pay the fare.
Back in the good old days, when Herbert Hoover was elected president of the United States, we had the Depression. The railroads was loaded down with bum after bum after bum.
There is a difference between your hobo and your bum. Your hobo works for a living. He will do anything he can to help you, or to even for a meal.
A bum is a bum. He's a moocher. He doesn't work, he isn't going to work, and he's never has. He just simply asks and is given.
But your bum, he comes up to the house and, well, I want a meal. Will you give me a meal? Well, we never turned them down either, but we would rather be more with the hobos.
And when I started in the salvage business, I used to hire bums and things to work for me that come off in the trains. And every time they would see a car sitting here, they would come over and say, George, how about a job? And I'd give them a job.
And he'll tell you that he'll split wood, or he'll sharpen a knife, or he'll sharpen your scissors, and you think maybe it isn't a little eerie to sit there and see some scraggly guy in an all run-down condition with a little whetstone sharpening a knife so it could cut your throat at any minute. Well, they never did. And since they're willing to work, many a beau has been given a hoe and showing the row in the garden, and he'll hoe, and he'll drink your coffee, and he'll thank you, and he's very pleasant with all.
Another bum stopped in here one time, and when he stopped in here, he said, George, I'm going to start fixing shoes. He went over my yard, and he made a shoe last, and he made it out of a railroad rail, and that's the way he made his money. I got a shoe sole in my building that cost 15 cents for a half sole, and he used to put them half soles and half soles for people going through the country, and he carried a thing like this with him. And so the bums, they was all educated with they had some kind of a professional years ago.
They would quote you poetry. They would talk of Longfellow. They would talk of Washington Irving. And believe it or not, they even knew current events, and you wondered how they knew all this. And then there were others who would just tell you what was going on in Kansas. And they would tell you what happened in Oklahoma. They would tell you about going through Illinois. And then there were those who wouldn't talk at all, and you left them alone because they wanted to live in their own little world. Just leave them where they're at and not bother them.